What do you expect me to say? Hey, hello, how do you do? Shady Doorags here, and welcome to another episode of Episode Rundown, where I, Shady Doorags, run down the episodes of Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. And we're on episode, I want to say 8. I forgot actually, but I think we're on episode 8. Lady Wi-Fi, and my goodness gracious, what can I possibly say? If you've been following me throughout these episode rundowns, and you know what episode this is, then you should know that this episode just enraged, disappointed, some kind of negative connotation I am feeling deep down in the bottom of my Adam's apple. But in case you haven't, or you don't know what this episode is, let me start from the beginning. Quick plot synopsis. So, in this episode, Alia thinks that Chloe is Ladybug because she sees Chloe take out a Ladybug yo-yo. And so she believes that she's Ladybug. If she tries to take a picture of her locker, Chloe catches her and tells the principal, and that gets Alia thrown out of the school. She's not expelled. She's suspended from the school. The school did it unjustly, because Chloe's dad is the mayor. Really, Alia didn't break any rules, so she shouldn't have been suspended, but they did it anyway because she did it to Chloe, and Chloe's the mayor's daughter, and she gets special treatment. This is what targets her to become an Akuma. Moth gets her, and she becomes Lady Wi-Fi, and essentially all her powers are in her phone that she has, and she can control situations that depending on phone icons. However, she does need Wi-Fi access to do it. So she goes after Chloe to try to expose her to the world as Ladybug. Ladybug and Cat Noir show up, and basically they do their thing trying to take Alia down. There's also some commentary about the secret identities and who should know who is who and whatnot. So first, let's do like I usually do to start with the things that I like. I like Lady Wi-Fi. As usual, the Akuma villains is pretty good. She has really cool powers. And when I praise powers, I don't just praise them because they're like OP or really powerful or whatnot. I praise them because they are good, well-defined powers, and they also can be stopped generally. Like this person who's using them can be stopped. As well as they can stop their opponent. So they need to be powerful, not have like a really stupid power, but at the same time, not be a complete unstoppable force. And that's why I praise these people, these Akuma villains in the show, because all of them have consistently had something. I think the only power I was disappointed with in the show was Time Break, mainly because she barely used her power. But other than that, yeah, the villains have been really good. And because the Akuma kind of warps their mind, they've all had good motivations. Especially the last couple of episodes. Like, they've all had good motivations. They want something. The Akuma pushes that want further to the point that they become evil. And so I really do like it. That's about the only thing I like about this episode, though. Now, let's get to the things I don't like. We'll start from the least and move our way up. So basically, when Alia was spying on Chloe, I did not like that. Like, I figured Alia would be a character I would like, but ultimately I don't, because she's that issue I had with her last episode, the stereotypical reporter, the nosy reporter who gets into people's business. Like, I cannot stand that type of personality. And I know that reporters need to, or I don't know. I know from what media has told me, I've never been a reporter, but from what media has told me, reporters need to be like that and whatnot. But it annoys me to no end for people to go to break privacy like that, to break other people's privacy because they really, really want a story and they feel that people have a right to know. Like, in order for that to be a good motivation, like, they have to have a really decent backstory, like, what's that girl's name? The reporter from Fallout 4. Like, she had a really good backstory of why she wanted people to know the truth, because the truth helped her in the past. But anyway, that was the start of it. Then the episode goes on, and this is the big one. This is the thing. What have I been complaining about since the first episode of Miraculous? I have been complaining that the show cannot tell who Ladybug and Cat Noir are, despite the fact that their secret identities look just like each other, or just like their superhero counterparts. This whole episode is about that, and it would not be so bad if the show stayed consistent with it. If you want to make a show where all of your characters can't tell who the superheroes are to secret identities, even though they look exactly alike, that's fine, but you need to remain consistent. The show brings so much attention to the fact that people can't do that, and then when it comes to the villain, they will immediately say, oh, hey, that's so-and-so. Marinette immediately recognized Alia by her phone. This is the same show where freaking Cat Noir recognized the Bubbler from his voice and freaking Stormy Weather from a cardboard cutout. So that was really ticking me off. And the fact that they thought Chloe, of all people, was Ladybug. She looks nothing like Ladybug. Like, I can understand if they thought she was Ladybug, right? But once she put on the Ladybug costume and she looked nothing like Ladybug, everyone still believed she was Ladybug. Like, Cat Noir is spying on Ladybug. He's like, oh man, maybe she is Ladybug. He's spying on Chloe in her Ladybug outfit because Chloe's apparently a fan of Ladybug. And he's like, oh, hey, maybe she is Ladybug. Cat Noir, did you forget that Ladybug is not blonde? The consistency in this show is horrible. And I know that I said this in the last episode rundown too. Like, I know that, you know, it's for kids and blah 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 blah. But really, how can anyone believe? Like, suspension of disbelief is supposed to be a thing, but when you bring up every single episode the same inconsistency over and over and over and over again, how can you be forgiving of that? Like, unless the other parts of the show are just really really good, and the only really good aspect of the show are the villains and the action, but other than that, like, I'm taken out of the experience every single time, every single episode, because they bring this about every single episode. Because the whole lore of the show is that Marinette likes Adrian, but Cat Noir likes Ladybug, so they can't ever know who each other is. And speaking of that, the show delves into that, where Cat Noir tells Ladybug, hey, you should let me know your secret identity. Like, he's kind of genuine with it too. Like, he's not playing it off as a joke. He's like, you should let me know. Ladybug trusts him, so I was like, you know, that's kind of a good idea to let him know. It would make your relationship easier. I know she doesn't like him that much. You know, she finds him annoying, but she still trusts him. She still, the way she acts to him, she still treats him like a friend and whatnot. She is annoyed by him, but not to an extent that she won't work with him. So I don't understand why she wouldn't tell him. So she comes out and she says, no one must know who we are, not even each other. Why, though? Why can't anyone know? It's okay. When I talked about this in the last episode, when I said Alia shouldn't expose Ladybug because, you know, villains and whatnot. But here's the thing: Cat Noir is a superhero. If like he knows, how does that make the situation any worse? It makes it better. That's the only, unless Cat Noir, you suspect Cat Noir is suddenly going to turn evil, or you suspect something unlikely is going to happen, like he gets captured and tortured to reveal your secret identity, but like that's extremely unlikely. Ladybug was saying it's like, oh, it's such profound wisdom that nobody knows who we are, not even each other. Okay, I understand secret identities, but you can't just say, the reason secret identities exist is because to make the superhero's life, no, to make the secret identity's life easier. Okay? If you told Cat Noir, it would make your entire relationship with him easier. And I would understand if, like, Tiki said something like, oh, nobody's supposed to know who you are or you'll lose your powers or something like that. Or it must remain a secret every time a Ladybug has revealed herself, bad things have happened or something like that. No, Tiki was fine with it. Tiki was like, so are you sure you're going to tell him? Which I think they confused the dialogue. Because it seemed like they were saying Marinette was going to tell Cat Noir, even though she wasn't. So that was weird. When she was talking about following her following what her heart said or listening to her head or whatever. But the point is, Tiki was fine with Marinette revealing who she was. This is all coming from Marinette, who we know is not a very wise person. Like, I thought the whole wisdom that came out of Ladybug was supposed to be on Tiki's end, because Tiki was somewhat wise, even though she's like a very innocent wisdom. But no, that apparently my theory of them merging personalities when they transform is out the window, because that all came from Marinette. And it's very artificial because there's no reasoning behind it. They want Marinette to seem wise even though there's no reasoning behind it. And that's very annoying. There is no logical reason why Marinette cannot tell Cat Noir who she really is. There is none. I like that Cat Noir respected her and just, hey, she said no, so I'm just gonna leave her be. Like, I like that. But you know, we already know Adrian's a nice guy. And then the final thing, and this probably wasn't the biggest thing with me, but it was still pretty high up there. It's probably the worst thing that's wrong with this episode. Okay, Lady Wi-Fi has Ladybug captured. Her hands strung up. Her feet are still loose, but Ladybug's not smart enough to think to use them. She has Cat Noir trapped in a freezer. She has done what every other Akuma has tried to do. Put them in a place where they cannot move so she can take their Miraculous. She tries to take off Ladybug's mask. It's stuck. And Ladybug said, because it's magic. You know, I'm willing to buy that. So I'm thinking, how is Ladybug going to get out of this? Lady Wi-Fi can just take her Miraculous. Lady Wi-Fi lets her go. What in the mess? What? She let Ladybug go so that she would use her lucky charm to break Cat Noir out of the freezer. The reason she did that is because she wanted to expose Ladybug, because she knew that once Ladybug used the lucky charm, her time would run out. Okay. You could have taken off the earrings. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you take off the earrings? She was captured. She was right there. Your one job as an Akuma is to take the Miraculouses. Why did you not take off her earrings? And you know, I was willing to buy, I would have been willing to buy that it was the Alia in her telling her to do that. Because we've seen in past Akumas that sometimes their guidance on their own goal clouds their guidance on Hawkmoth's goal. The Bubbler did it when he captured them and sent them to the sky. Timebreaker did it when she made Cat Noir disappear and she, for a brief moment, forgot she was supposed. You know, that happens. But here is the huge problem I'm talking about. Hawkmoth was the one who said, make her use her lucky charm. Hawkmoth told Lady Wi-Fi to let Ladybug go, not to take her Miraculous, which he has been obsessed with since episode 1. He told Lady Wi-Fi to let Ladybug go. No, and don't tell me that Ladybug's earrings were stuck like her mask, because Cat Noir's ring flew off without his consent, permission, whatever. It just flew off. That was the only reason they did that was, I want to say for drama, but at the same time, it wasn't really dramatic. It was just, it made no sense. And it further goes to what I was saying in the last episode, that this show has a good premise. It's a good idea, but they put no thought into the detail when it comes to the story. And I'm not being as forgiving as I was last episode, which, you know, I was actually pretty harsh on that last episode, but, you know, I was making all these excuses. Oh, it's a kid's show. You know, kids aren't going to care about that. No. You guys keep pulling people out of the believability of the show. Okay? It being a kid's show it's not an excuse. It's not even a reason anymore. It's not. This show is taking shortcuts with its story. And I don't know the story behind the show. Maybe it had to take shortcuts with the script for some unknown reason, and if it didn't, it would be a worse product than it was now. I don't know. I can only judge it for what it is. And for what it is, this show is annoying me because it constantly steps on the 3 C's, specifically consistency. So, yeah. I'm not gonna say like I hate this show or anything, but it's a lot to do with the reputation. This show has a reputation almost up there with My Little Pony. It doesn't have a nearly as big a fan base as My Little Pony, but whenever I hear things about this show, I hear, oh, it's a good cartoon, it's one of the good ones, I would like there to be more attention on it, you know, people are asking people to review it. You don't see a lot of reviewers reviewing this show, at least I don't on YouTube, or on other review platforms. Like, you don't see a lot of them, but you do see the fan base, like, dotted throughout the internet, saying what a good show it is. It has good things about it, but it's not up there. It is not up there with the good show. I mean, it's above things like Teen Titans Go and Breadwinners and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not down there. It's somewhat trying. I shouldn't even say somewhat. It is trying. It's trying to be decent. It's just that the flaws that it has are flaws that I notice a lot throughout cartoons, and when I do, like, I always say something, and it does them repeatedly. It repeatedly steps on consistency. It is so inconsistent, and that annoys me. So, yeah. I hope you guys had fun with this, this episode rundown. I seem to be liking the show less and less. Again, I don't hate it. I think it's trying. I would love to like it. I really want to like this show with the reputation that it has and the fact that it's a superhero show. Superheroes, I love superheroes. But if you're not going to put thought into the 3 C's, I can't help you. I have to be honest with my opinion. So, thank you guys so much for watching this episode rundown of a show that you probably like a lot, and I just said a lot of bad things about. I'll see you guys next time for the next episode. I don't know, episode 9, I think. I don't know what episode we're on. Whatever the next episode is. This has been Shady Doorags. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.